Hello, YouTube. Hey, it's Jay. And this started out as a straight pool Sunday, but over the week, I've been. One of the problems I had in the tournament last week is that I was slow rolling everything. And the problem with that on unknown tables is that they roll off and weird things happen. So I spent the week actually working on hitting them more firmly than I have been in the past, and it has really affected my straight pool game. Um, so here I set up for a rebreak, and I get it, and everything comes out nice. I should be out here. Anyhow, so it's really affected my straight pool game. I'm hitting harder than I should be, which for straight pool, which is causing some issues in the game. So this was I played probably 4 or 5 racks, and I'm just hitting them so much harder than I should be. So I kind of give up here. This is one of the better racks, and this is 13 is what I end up with here. So I was getting a little frustrated with it. I'm overshooting everything. I'm hitting everything too hard, and I end up deciding that I need to switch it up. And so I switch over to 9-ball here in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and let this rack play out, but I'm going to switch over to 9-ball. And I switched over to the Aramith Black set, which is a TV set. It's got the TV coloring. So the 4-ball's pink and the 5-ball is purple. I don't understand that one. Why they wouldn't do it the other way around and have the 4-ball be purple like it normally is, and then the 5-ball pink. But for whatever reason, they went that way. The 4-ball's pink, the 5-ball is purple, the 6 is an off shade of green. I don't know that TV sets are actually necessary anymore now that we have HD. You can clearly distinguish the 6-ball from a tournament green table. But anyhow, so I switch over to tournament black, or to Aramith Black, and you'll see what that looks like here in just a moment. All right, so there, I didn't want to move the 6 very much because it's sitting in a pretty good break spot. What I should be doing here is drawing off the 8. You can see how hard I'm hitting these. I'm hitting them way harder than I need to. So now cut the 12 in the side, cue ball rolls up and down the table for a perfect break shot. But I missed the 12. I hit the 8 too hard, so the draw didn't take, and so I end up done. So here's 9-ball. This is the Aramith Black set. And this is the first rack after straight pool. I did not cut this. I did not cut racks out of it. This is every rack I played in order. So I didn't make anything, but I end up making the 1-7 from there. A little bit bottom right to get back on the 2. So 2 in the top left, 3's easy down in the bottom right. 4 has to go in the top right based on the sleeve. So I'm going to have to roll up for the 4 in the top right. Now this is a little interesting. I can't really use top English because I don't want to bump the 9. So I'm going to use left. That's just pure left to spin out for the 5 in the side, which gives me a choice. I could roll this straight up and down the table, but I run the risk of scratching. So I put a little bit of bottom right on it just to spin it out I underhit it, and I'm in pretty good shape. But yeah, it's the first rack, and I just missed the 6. Oh, and I freeze myself to the 8. All right, so next rack, and again, I don't make anything. Now here, I can't see this one directly. I have to come off the rail. And when you do this, if you hit it really, really hard, the cue ball stands a chance of running under that 5 ball and spinning into the corner. So I hit it soft. I leave myself a long shot. This is dead straight in, so I'm going to have to punch this. And better lucky than good, right? I missed the 2 badly enough that it goes in the other corner. Cut the 3 in, come up, get pretty much perfect on the 4. This is almost stop pool now. I can stop it on the 4, I can stop it on the 5. I'm actually not going to stop it on the 5. I'm going to roll up a little bit to get an angle on the 6. Okay, now I need a little angle on the 7. I don't want to be exactly where the 6 is, so I'm going to go ahead and roll it up to get an angle. I get a little bit more than I wanted, but that's okay. Still in good shape. I'm going to roll over to the side rail for the 8. The only thing I don't want to do is get straight in. And guess what I did? I got straight in. So I'm going to use a technique here. You punch it with side English, which causes the cue ball to bounce a little and gives it an angle. And settle for the long shot on the 9. But no problem. That's a break and run. Uh-oh, watch outside pocket. Woo, came a little close. Next rack. Break, 3 goes down. So I'm looking at this, and I'm going to end up in a weird place on this too, no matter what I do. You never want to hit these ones straight down the rail too hard, because that's how that'll cause it to hang. So I'm going to have to shoot this kind of medium speed. And I bump the 2. Now I could cut this in, but it's a pretty stiff cut. And I've got the 9 right there, so I'm just going to go ahead and play the 9. All right, we'll take that. That's okay. You didn't see what happened, but the cue ball jumped off the table, and I made the 9. So I clean the cue ball off, and then I take ball in hand. So this table is not too bad at all. 1 in the corner. I'm going to choose to draw this. I could have gone the other side and used top. I probably should have used top, but I'm going to draw this back and get as close to the rail as I can. I need a little angle on the 2 to be able to get up on the 3. And I hit this exactly wrong. I'm straight in, so I'm going to have to cheat the pocket to the right side of the pocket. And I'm going to draw off the rail with bottom left-hand English to get up on the 3. I get a little bit more than I want. I bump the 3, but I'm still just fine. So now I want to make the 3 in the side. The 4 is going in the top left corner. I just don't want to be behind that 6. So I hit it a little bit harder than I have to make sure I'm not behind the 6. Now I'm going to roll up. I just want to make sure I'm not behind the 9, so I'm going to overhit this. I could be on either side of this 5 ball and be fine. I'm going to play this off the rail and out for the 6. And again, I could have hit that softer and gotten to the same place, but I've been trying to work on hitting harder. So there's the 6 in the corner. Now the 7, I've got an angle. This looks like a tough shot, but to me, this is a bread and butter shot. I'm not really worried about this shot at all. I'm a little bit under on this 8-ball. I wanted to come back out maybe another 6 inches to the right as you're looking at it. So I've got a weird angle. I'm going to have to come off 2 rails for this 9. And I overhit this. So I come off 3 rails, but fortunately the 9 is straight in, so I can just pocket it in the side pocket. And there we go. Had I not gone off the table, that would have been a 9 in the corner. If 9 didn't go in, I still had the run. So pretty happy with that one. Okay, so this 6-9 is dead in the corner. And the 2 sitting right there gives me a great vehicle to come off the 2 and make the 6-9. So I'm going to shoot the 1. By the way, nothing went in on the break. So I'm going to shoot this 1, and I'm going to come out trying to get over there about where I had the cue, and I hit the 7, and I can't see it, so I'm going to have to kick at this, but that's not a problem. All I have to do is hit the 2 on the top side, and the 9 goes in. And there you have it. And by the way, notice the safe position at the end. And on to the next rack. Good break. Wing ball goes in. Get the 3 in the side also. So, looking at this rack, there's not a whole lot here. I mean, I made 2 balls on the break. I've got a good shot on the 1. I need to make sure that I'm not behind the 7 getting on the 2. All right. I am pretty much straight in. I can just roll up the table for the 4-9 combination. And easy money. All right, next one. And there I go again. That's the second time I've sent the cue off the table and made the 9. No, that was not the same one that I didn't show you earlier. That was a completely different one. I did that twice. I also made a 9-ball somewhere. So straight in shot on the 1 here. Leave myself the easy 2 in the side. Draw back a little bit for the 3. Want to leave myself an angle on that. Okay, come across the table for the 4. Uh-oh, watch out, side pocket. I was playing with the sides all day long. All right, just roll forward for the 5. No reason to get fancy. So now I've got the angle to get the break on the 6. I left myself a natural, perfect angle to break the 6 out so I don't have to shoot the combination. I do leave myself a long shot, but this shouldn't be a problem. And then I miscue. But I'm going to play through just to finish out the rack because the miscue is annoying. But I want to prove to myself I would have gotten out if I didn't miscue. And there it is. Okay, so here's another break. Cue ball off the table, 9 in the corner. By the way, the 9's been rolling towards that corner every break. All right, so I'm going to you're going to see my phone here on the side there. I'm using the Predator brake speed app to figure out my brake speed. And this break is I made a ball plus I have 5 balls above the head string. That's a pretty strong break. 5 balls above the head string plus a ball in. And I have to go get my cable, but I end up, the speed on that break was 19.1. I average about 19 and a quarter, and my highest speed was right at 20 miles an hour. Since I've been using it, I've only done about 20 breaks on it, maybe. All right, so here I'm hooked on the 1. The only way to be offensive on this shot is to bank the 1 cross corner. The good news is if I make it, I'm going to be in decent shape. Now, I don't play a lot of safes against myself here. When I'm doing this, I'm playing purely offensive pool. So I make the 1, pretty decent shot. And the 2, now I'm going to roll up for the 3 in the top right corner. All right, so here I'm going to try to force follow across the table and back out for this 5, or for the 4. And I get there just fine. Now what I want to do is I want to draw back past this 7 ball. And I just kind of screw it all up. I end up directly behind the 7. So I try an interesting shot here. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to kick the 5 ball at the 9, try to get the 5-9 combination, but I'm also going to put running English on the cue ball to try to kick the cue ball into the 9 in the corner. Neither one actually happens, and so, all right, so next rack. Make the 3. I've got a shot on the 1. All right, so there's 2 ways to go about this. I could go bottom right and try to come off 2-3 rails to get on the 2, or I could force follow with inside English. I choose to force follow with inside English. I'm going to make the 1, and then I'm going to spin the cue into the rail between the 8 and the rail. And that works out just perfect. I've got a good leave. This should be an out from here. A little bit of draw to get on the 4. I was dead straight in on that ball, by the way. I've got an angle now, so I can just stun the cue ball out for the 5. Now here, I don't want to hit this 9, so I'm going to have to draw it just a little bit, get it past the 9 so I don't hit it. Okay, 6 ball. I should be able to roll straight up the table towards the 7, get a little closer than I am right now. I only want to go up to about the side pocket because it's the wrong hand for me. If I was left-handed, I'd roll up further, but I'm not, so now I'm going to use a little bit of top right-hand English to spin out for the 8. You can see it grabs really nicely because of the slow speed. Now here, I don't want to do anything fancy. I'll take a nice, easy shot on this 8 and just leave myself a fairly close shot on the 9. I would rather do that than go up and down the table and try to get perfect. Sometimes it's better to take the shot that's there. Okay, so I do another break speed thing. I don't know if I actually show it or not. I do. So that was 19.4, about 19.5 miles an hour. I did not do anything exciting with that rack. I kind of missed like the second shot. All right, so this rack's a little interesting. So the 7 ball's a problem ball, and the 3 ball doesn't go anywhere. So I'm going to have to play the 3-4 combination, and I've got to figure out what to do with that 7 ball. So I'm going to try to deal with that as early as possible. I'm going to slow roll the 1 down into the corner. And I'm going to leave myself an angle on this 3 so that I can play the 3-4 combination and bump the 7. I need to make that 7 not be where it is. And so I do, and it works out perfectly. Okay, so 3 in the top corner, roll up for the 5 ball at the bottom of the table. I need to put English on this. This is almost straight in. So I put a lot of top English on it. I end up almost straight on this 5. That's fine. I'm just going to draw back a little bit. I have to leave an angle. I didn't want to overdraw that. I wanted to be at an angle so I can get on this 7 fairly easily. Now, I hit that expecting more of a bounce off that bottom rail. I've got a little bit of angle, but not much, so I'm going to force follow this too. Top, about 1130 English. And now I'm out. Just a nice easy roll on the 8. And the 9 is just about straight in. And there's another break and run for you. Okay, so this is the last rack of the day. I'm starting to feel like I'm clubbing the balls. And when that happens, I want to stop. Now, the 6-9 is dead in the corner. I've got the 2 laid up against it again. So I should be able to hit the 2 and carry them off into the 6-9 in the corner. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And I really think I'm going to hit this. But I don't. And somehow the cue also misses that 8 ball, and I end up down here. Now I'm like I said, I feel like I'm clubbing the balls now. I missed that ball really badly, but I'm going to go ahead and shoot through. So here's the 5. I'm going to force follow up to try to get the leave on the 6-9. I end up directly behind the 8. I can't hit the 6-9. So I'm going to masse for it. I make this shot, and with that, I call it a day.